Hi and hello. I hope all is well with you wherever you are in the world today, and welcome. This is Dune Imperium, and I am Admiral Trench. Today I'll be playing another round of Kwisatz Haderach. It is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And let's see here. Last night was a miserable failure. Everything did not go my way at all. So what can be said about that? I don't know, except that sometimes that's just the way it goes. If you'll just bear with me for one moment, I forgot one small thing, so please hold. Can you believe it? I accidentally forgot my cup of coffee. Yeah, I brought a cup of coffee because it's actually close to 11 o'clock in the morning now. I've had my Wheaties for breakfast. Actually, I had some bacon and eggs, so good breakfast this morning. My brain is on. I'm ready for Dune Imperium. Sorry for the short delay there. I would like to get right into it. Let me just take a quick sip of my coffee. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me look at the Imperium row to begin. Dissecting kit here. Thufir Howit. Show of Strength. Spice Smugglers. Imperial Spy. Thufir Howit is a wonderful card. I'm going to try to get him if possible. Let me see this dissecting kit. Trash the other grafted card. Wow. That's kind of cool, actually. Whoa. All right. That's kind of cool. Show of Strength says, if you have more deployed troops than each opponent, this has green and triangle spaces plus draw 2 cards. So that card is cool, but it would really only be good against playing actual people. That card would not be of much use to fighting House Hagal. They almost always have more troops than you do in combat. And I exchanged out the red LEDs because I wanted to play against the yellow team for a change, but also those LEDs on the red agents were going bad. The batteries on it were going bad, so they weren't lighting up and popping on screen as nicely as I'd like to. For example, like that. That would be cool. So I went with yellow team today. I will get new batteries this weekend. All right, so let's get right into it. Oh, sorry, I should just say I'm playing against Richis, Count Ilban Richis, Duke Leto Atreides, and I am the Archduke Ardmand Ikaz. I may acquire a card that costs 3 or less for free, and my coordination ability says reveal turn. If you have at least 2 agents on a green, blue, or yellow space, you may trash one of your cards in play. Okay, great. That is a good ability. I need to remember to utilize it. Yesterday I lost in such miserable fashion, and when I went to bed, I was thinking all about everything I could have done better. And it just sort of dawned on me that I never once used my nuclear bomb chip to bomb out the Imperial row. So that is something that I will need to also remember to utilize this game. And so, yeah, let's see if I can improve on my mistakes and win this time. To begin. Okay, this is a better draw than yesterday. I got experimentation, two convincing arguments, a dagger, and reconnaissance. So that's cool. So right out of the gate, I'm talking 6 persuasion. That's really good. Yeah, because that means I don't need to worry about not being able to afford. I could. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. Dissecting kit next round will be available for free so long as I use my signet ring. So I need to focus all of my attention on getting Thufir Hawit now, if possible, because this card is so dangerously good. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Well, what do I want to do? I guess to begin my turn, I'll take experimentation and go to smuggling. And I will gain 1 Solari, and I'll move my tracker up 1. And now we're going to move forward to Count Ilban Ricci. Uh-oh, I put these upside down. I want to just be able to flip them right over. He takes Conspire. He moves his tracker up 1 and puts 2 troops in his garrison. Duke Leto Atreides taking a Rakeen and utilizing his signet ring. Unfortunately for him, he has no spice. If he spends 1 spice, he can gain 1 influence with a faction where an opponent has more influence than you. So instead, all he does is put 1 troop in his garrison, but it is a combat space, so he does that. He puts 3 troops into combat. That's going to put him at 6 combat points. And now it goes back to me. This is the question. If I use reconnaissance now, I will not be able to afford Thufir Hawit, which would be a huge disappointment. Gotta get him. But if I go to if I go to negotiation, I would go from 6 to 7 persuasion points, and that would be good because I would be able to buy Imperial Spy and Thufir Hawit. And Imperial Spy is always good to lock an intrigue card in the chamber for down the road. It immediately trashes itself upon use. And I think I will do that actually. So yeah, this round I'm going to take my dagger card and I'm going to use it to go to check negotiation and bump myself up 1 on the persuasion tracker, putting me at 7. And I'm going to put a negotiator in this tech negotiation space for future use potentially. Okay, now we're going into, that was the beginning of agent phase 2. That was my second agent. So we're going to remain in agent phase 2 while we move forward with Count Ilban Ricci, who's taking a dreadnought. He goes all the way down here. He doesn't have enough to buy himself one of those fancy pants tech cards, but he does get to put a troop in the tech negotiation space, and he also gets himself a dreadnought. He's not involved in combat in any significant way. All his troops are remaining in his garrison. And so now we're going to go to Atreides, who takes Carthag. He gets to put a troop here. He pushes the remaining 2 troops into combat, pushing them from 6 to 10. And he moves forward on his Twi'leksu tracker and excommunicates the Twi'leksu infiltrator card from the Twi'leksu row, revealing Twisted Mentat. Cool. I thought Piter the Genius was a Twisted Mentat, but I guess there are others just like him. Okay, great, wonderful. So now we're going to go to my reveal phase here. You know what? I beg your pardon. I don't know how I got this confused, but I thought I had 6, but it turns out as I'm counting it now, I'm looking at what I have, and that's really disappointing. I must have miscounted. Oh, I see what happened. I forgot to negate 1 point off my persuasion from using experimentation. So I have 5 persuasion plus the 1 from tech negotiation, which actually means I'm sitting at 6. That is actually really devastating because I can't afford Imperial Spy. In any case, it doesn't matter very much because I needed to get Thufir Hawat out of this round anyway. There was no other possibility of me getting involved in this combat. Oh my gosh, yet again, I have forgotten to reveal the first conflict. I don't even know what we're fighting for. Okay. See, it wouldn't have been really very enticing anyway. So I'm okay with this. Right. Okay. So it's my reveal phase. I'm going to take Thufir Hawat, put him in my discard pile, and reveal the next Imperium Row card, a power play. Okay, that's good. I like power play. That could be good. What I need to do is hope that when I roll these dice, dissecting kit does not get removed from the Imperium Row. Okay, so let's move forward to combat phase. Hey, guess what? Duke Leto Atreides wins. I'm not even going to bother revealing a card for his conflict because he's not fighting against anybody. It just automatically resolves. But you know what? As per the rules, I think I'm just going to do it anyway because if I was playing, say, Dune Digital, it would probably automatically load a chamber for him of Hagal cards. So yeah, he's going to increase by 4 points, putting him at 14 total points in the first round. That's absolutely devastatingly incredible. There's no way I would have stood a chance against him, which is why you don't fight House Hagal in the first few rounds. All right, let's resolve our winnings, shall we? He increases 1. The Duke Leto Atreides increases 1 on the Chom track as his reward and gains 1 spice. Nobody takes second place, so that's that. Now we're going to put spice out into the deserts. Return the combat tracker. Return troops to his supply. Flip the next conflict card, move forward into round 2. Oh man, I love fighting for this round in Dune Digital. I love this Machinations card, this conflict card. It gives you a faction increase in 2 spaces wherever you choose. I love that card. I always try to fight for it if possible. Return the persuasion tracker to its home position and roll the Imperium Row dice. Somehow this guy got lost in the desert. I put him back. 3 and 3, 2 3s. So show of strength is gone. Hey, guess what, you guys? Dissecting kit is still an option for the next round. Oh, whoa, that is so cool. Appropriate. It takes you to green and triangle spaces, green and yellow spaces. If I have 2 influence with the Emperor track, I can get a option to buy a tech card. You may use Solari instead of Spice for this purchase, and it provides 2 persuasion. Wow, that's actually a really good card, but I never played. I think I played with this character once with some friends, and that's it. And I don't recall him generating a ton of spice. So, well, I can use Solari instead. I don't think he's going to generate a ton of Solari. He's kind of like he kind of reminds me a little bit of a Helena Ricci's parallel almost. So, like very similar to her ability, but not quite as strong. Because he doesn't let you share spaces, and he also doesn't let you remove cards from Imperium Row. Okay. So, okay. The dice has been cast, and now we will remove the agents back to their home positions. And Count Ilban Ricis takes first player this round. So let's move forward into round 2. Harvesting spice. Oh, that's awful. He takes 4 spice out of the Great Flats. 4 spice for him. You know what I'm going to do? I may have accidentally put him a bit too far away, so I can't quite reach his equipment. So I'm just going to scooch him on down a little bit to make it easier for me. Because, let's face it, it's a little annoying that I have to reach so far for his stuff. I feel like that's a little bit better. Yeah, okay. Okay. And he has no troops in his garrison, so he cannot push into combat. I never did draw my next hand. Puts me at 3 persuasion. Let's remove... Pretty much I'm stuck working with experimentation and signet ring. Oh, you know, I did use experimentation last round to go to smuggling, and I forgot to push myself forward on this tracker. I'm just going to do that now before I forget. I apologize, people, for not remembering, but I did remember this time. I need to not forget to do stuff like that, or I will lose. It's unforgivable. I put a specimen in the oxalotl tank as per the space on the research tracker. Okay, so Count Ilban Ricis has done his turn. Now we're going to the Duke Leto Atreides. What does he want to do? He's going to attempt to take Carthage and give himself only 1 troop in his garrison and push it forward into combat. That's going to offer him 2 combat points. And now it is my turn. Let's see here. I do want to, so I'm thinking I will... I will use experimentation to go to smuggling yet again, get myself another Solari, and move my tracker down so I can generate a ton of Solari, is what I would like to do. And then move my research tracker up 1 space is what I want to do, is what I'm thinking is the best move. And yeah, so let's do that now. Experimentation. Going back to smuggling, getting myself 1 spice, and then moving this down here and getting 8 more spice. Sorry, Solari is what I meant. Goodness gracious, I'm butterfingers this morning. Wow, I have 10 Solari now, and that means I can take a high council, and I will, I do believe. When I get an opportunity to do that, I will. So experimentation has been used, and now I'm going to move this tracker here, give myself 1 on the Twi'leksu road track as per the space on the research track commands. So now we'll move forward to Count Ilban Ricis, who's going to Rakin, and he generates a troop here, and holy jeez, he's so powerful right now for combat. He has his signet ring, which allows him to generate 1 Solari. Yeah, I pull my character cards totally at random. So it is, you get what you get, you know, and It's funny, if you play Dune Digital, these two characters, if you play Count Elbon Reachis, and the person playing before you is the Duke Leto Atreides, you are in a serious disadvantage because the Duke Leto Atreides, he can go to green spaces and pay, I believe, a Solari less for those spaces. So the Mentat only costs him one, and he's going to go there as frequently as possible and utilize it. And the Ilbon Reaches, he gets Solari and goes to those green spaces too, so he could draw cards. But frequently, the options to utilize those spaces are going to be filled by Duke Leto, right? So it's really a bad idea to play him, play Reaches, Count Ilbon Reaches, if someone else before you is playing as Duke Leto Atreides. Just don't do it. It's a terrible idea. So yeah, he's going into combat now. He generated himself a troop. So he puts the one he puts out plus Dreadnought and another soldier. So that's going to put him at 7 total combat points. And that is, I completely forgot to do this. I need to remember to reset the agent tracker. Sorry. So that now we're in agent phase 2. That's something I got to remember to do. Okay, so he has done his move, and now tech negotiation for the Duke Leto Atreides. He's going to go here, and what does that do for him? He can buy now. Oh, man, that's kind of lame. I'm disappointed. He's going to buy himself wind traps for 1 spice because he gets a -1 discount on the tech card, and it costs 2. And when he buys that, he gets himself 1 water. So now he has 2 water, and he has 1 of these. When he wins a conflict, he gets himself another water. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts. Mimic film. Okay. Reveal turn. Gain more 1 persuasion. Now it goes to me, and I'm going to use my signet ring, but to do what? To do what? I could take High Council right now, and I may just do that. Yeah, I could take High Council right now, and I'm going to. So, taking High Council here, putting my High Council throne right there. That is going to move me from, yeah, I will be at 3 persuasion for this round, but because I have Signet Ring, I may acquire a card that costs 3 or less from the Imperium row. I'm going to take Dissecting Kit. Yeah, and that should be of some use, I hope, down the road. Sardaukar Legion. That's a good card to have in a regular combat game. So that's it for me. And now we're going to, that was my reveal phase. Actually, that is not my reveal phase. That was just the end of my round. It's now going to go to Count Ilbon Reaches, and he can't do anything. So yeah, now it's going to go to my reveal phase. I have 3 persuasion. I will buy Imperial Spy for 2. I feel like I'm buying a ton of cards, and that's normally not really the best idea in Kwisatz Haderach level difficulty, but I feel pretty good about it only because with Dissecting Kit and Imperial Spy, it'll allow me to trash other cards. So this thing, hopefully my deck will get thinner as the game goes on. And now we're going to go into combat. So it went from my reveal phase. We're going to go to combat phase. We're going to look and see what Count Ilbon Reaches wants to do. He's going to do absolutely nothing. And Atreides bumps up 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough to win. But he gets himself a water and a 2 Solari. So now he gets a victory point because he's going to cash in 3 waters to get himself a victory point. And he began with 1 water. And that's something I want to double check with myself. I'm going to play Dune Digital House Hagal and see if they start with 1 water. I've always played with them starting 1 water, but now that I have a YouTube channel, I need to be playing this game a little bit more seriously and making sure I have the rules 100% precise. And if they don't begin the game with 1 water, I've been playing at a serious handicap for a long time. It is what it is. Anywho, so he gains himself 1 victory point, and for having cashed in his 3 water. And the Count Ilban Ricis, yeah, he's going to, let's just give him 1 here, and let's give him 1 here. Okay, so now that he's done that, his troops go back to, oh, wait, let's do things in proper order. Haga Basin gets a spice. Imperial Basin gets a spice. Return the combat trackers to their home position. Return troops to their supplies. His dreadnought takes Imperial Basin's flag space, and this dude goes back to his position. Flip the next conflict card, and we're fighting for Carthage. Now the opponents have their swordmasters. At the start of the 3rd round, which definitely makes for a challenge. Persuasion tracker is going to begin at 2 now because I have High Council, and we're going to roll the Imperium Row dice. 6 and 4. Spice smugglers, you're out of here. Oh, nice. Negotiated withdrawal. Retreat 3 of your troops to gain increase on a faction. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Put this green guy over in my space, in my area. Okay. We're going to go back to Agent Phase 1. And Duke Leto Atreides, he's going to take the first player token. What does he want to do coming out of the gates? Highliner for him. He's going to get an increase on that faction, get himself 3 troops to his garrison. Now it goes to me, so let me put my discard pile together, shuffle it up really quick, and I'll do 2 shuffles. Okay, cool. Right on. That's super rad. I'll tell you why. This is so cool. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. A 2-for-1 special. Get a load of this. Okay. This is actually so rad. All right. I didn't even think about this combo, but look at this combo. Trash the other grafted card to get a specimen in the Oxalotl tank. This card would have already been trashed anyway. So that is so cool. However, let's be fair here. Is there another card I need to trash? And yeah, this is autumn. If you were trying to use, if you had like, I want to try to thin out my deck, right? So this is already going to get trashed. And I feel like it's a 2-for-1 special if you put it together. But in any other context of any other game, I would probably combine these 2 together. But because I want to thin my deck, I will use Imperial Spy on its own, already utilize it, and just graft, say, I don't know. Yeah, I might graft Reconnaissance with Dissecting Kit so I could trash that out, get rid of it, is what I probably am going to do. So, yeah, let me... Oh, you know what? When I took High Council, I never spent Solari. I am sitting here with 10 Solari, way richer than I ought to be. I forgot to spend that Solari. But yeah, I'm going to go to... yeah, now that is my turn. I'm going to use Imperial Spy. And let's see here. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually, I'm sitting right now at 8 total persuasion. Yep. I'm going to use Imperial Spy, go to Wealth, move my tracker up 1, trash this card, get an Intrigue card, and 2 Solari. Look at that. If it's your reveal turn, you may deploy any of these troops to the conflict. That's really good for me right now because I have a lot of Solari. So that's really cool. I'm very happy with that pull. That's going to be very useful. Yep. Yes. I'm very happy with that pull. Count Ilbon Reachis, what do you want to do? He's going to go to selective breeding. This is still Agent Phase 1. And he just increases his... Oh, hey, cool. He got himself a victory point. And now we are in Agent Phase 2. See, I'm getting used to it now using this tracker. And so here we go. Harvesting spice. He's going to the Haga Basin. He's going to get himself 4 spice. He's going to push combat troops in. He can only put in 2, though. So that puts him at 4. And now it goes back to me. Yeah, I'm going to... Yeah, I want to get rid of my reconnaissance card to thin out my deck. And so I'm going to... What will I do? What will I do? What will I do? I guess I could go to Carthag. Let's see, if I do this, I would be losing 2 persuasion. So I would have 3, 4, 5. I'd be sitting then at 5 total persuasion at the end of this round. That's actually good because everything is available for me, and I'll probably take power play unless I want to use appropriate. Earlier I said appropriate, didn't I? It's actually appropriate. I misread that. Negotiated withdrawal could be interesting, but honestly, power play is too important a card to miss up. I just need to get that free victory point, and I'll probably take a Fremen space so that I can use Siege Tabor. Yeah, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Carthag, and yeah, I'm going to push in some troops as well and see if I can't win in my reveal phase against these guys and take a victory point and Carthag, the flag on Carthag. So I will trash out my reconnaissance now since it's been grafted, and I'll put a specimen in the Oxalotl tank. And then this will go to my discard pile for future use. Now, where did I say I was going? Carthag. I'll generate myself a troop, and then I will push in 2 troops behind him. That will put me at 6 troops. Odds are that I'm probably going to lose this combat, but I just really got to take risks, you know? You got to take risks. So that is my second agent phase. Now we're going to the Count Ilbon. Oh, I never took an intrigue card after that. Let's see. Oh, right. A free victory point. Nice. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. I'll just put that in the discard pile, having used it. Count Ilbon Reachis going to a Raheen here, using his Signet Ring ability, getting himself a Solari. I feel like House Hagal doesn't help Reachis very much. Like, it's not a very... He doesn't like have super powerful moves with his Signet Ring if you're playing against him on House Hagal. He's kind of a very weak character to fight against because of that, I think. So anyways, he just gets himself a troop, and it is a combat space, so that means he's going to be tied with me in combat, sitting at 6 as well. And now we're moving into Agent Phase 3. Swordmaster round. smuggling for Atreides. What does that get him? 1 up on this tracker. Just to say this for the sake of saying it, House of Gaul never goes beyond this second space on the CHOAM tracker. They go up 1, 2, and then if they end up using the CHOAM signal again, it just goes right back to home position. They never get up to the top. And they utilize every reward they get out of these 2 areas. So I'm just saying that to cite the rules for anyone following along. Count Ilbon Reachies, Hardy Warriors. Oh, he got a victory point out of that. Good for him. And 2 troops. And it is a combat space. Oh, ouch. These 2 troops go into combat, plus an additional troop into combat. So he's sitting at, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 12. Yeah, oh man, that hurts. That really hurts. Because I was hoping I would be able to do something like that. Ah, oh, that sucks. Well, I'm probably still going to use reinforcements and cross my fingers we could tie and nobody gets the victory point. In any case, I could take second place, getting an intrigue card and a spice, and hopefully very likely beat Atreides. But yeah, I gotta hope for that, and so I'm gonna do it only because right now, if Atreides pulls a Hagal card in combat, he's gonna overtake me, and I won't get anything for having put 3 troops in. So I kind of am put in a position where I have to use this intrigue card. It was a gamble, but it is what it is. So yeah, let me get into my reveal phase now. And what do I want to buy? Power play. I will buy power play. Power play, please. Thank you. It's going to put my persuasion back to 1, having used all of them. Fremen camp enters the fray. So now we can get into combat phase. And Reachies, he gets a +1. Oh, I just realized in my reveal phase I was supposed to use my plot card. So let me just do that now and get that out of the way because it's only used during reveal. Sorry, I should not have done things out of order, but I did declare it would be a thing I was doing, so it's just keeping true to what I had said originally. That's going to put he and I at a tie, but he got himself 1 point, so that happened. Oh gosh, he was at 13, and I was at 12. Yeah, because I think I was sitting at 6 initially, and then I just gained an additional 6. That would put me at 12, and I already bumped him up 1. I just realized that. Okay. So now what does Atreides want to do? He only gets 2 combat. So he's not going to win anything out of this. I will get an intrigue card and a spice. So 1 spice for me and an intrigue card. What'll it be? If you have a seat on the High Council, 2 troops in my garrison. And I do have a seat on the High Council. Cool. So you know what? It's like I'm right back to square 1. And let's see here. Yeah, the Count gets a victory point and a flag on Carthag. I wish I could have a flag on Carthag. Womp womp. It's okay. I'll have to make up for it later. Okay. We're going to put out spice. Okay, I've got to go to the Imperial Basin next turn. That has to be done. Because look at all the spice. Look at all the spice. All right. Return the combat trackers. Return troops to the supply. Flip this conflict card. Okay. Raid stockpiles. Moving into the 4th round. Return the persuasion tracker. I always sit at a base of 2 with High Council and roll the Imperium roll dice. 3 and 6. 6 always gets ignored. Goodbye, appropriate. You're no longer an available option. Carry all. Man, I'm getting some like kind of high priced, like medium priced cards in the Imperium row, 5s and 4s, which is nice because I have a High Council seat, so that's actually kind of good for me because those tend to be better cards and I have the persuasion option for them, so that's good. Now we're going to put my agents back. All right. And I begin the next round. Let me draw my card. You know what, though? Are these cards working for me right now? None of those cards seem appealing. I'm going to nuke them now. Nuking them right now. I'm not waiting another turn for them to be, I need to see cards that help me right now. So I'm just going to burn them all. Goodbye, Imperium Row. You've been nuked. I told myself I needed to utilize that chip when I forgot to do it before. And now I'm utilizing it. Oh gosh. Now all the Imperium Row cards are going to be bad. Just watch. Oh. Okay. Maybe not. All right. Let's just look at this. Sardaukar Infantry. Blah. Terrible card. Long Reach. It says, if you have another Bene Gesserit card in play, this has a green, blue, and yellow agent icon. I get to then choose 2. A faction increase in 2 spaces. So I don't have any other Bene Gesserit cards in play, so I will not look forward to using that, even though, wow, how cool is that? So cool. If you could get that like early game, whoa, look out. You will be getting all the faction coins. Twi'leksu Master for 5 persuasion. If I have reached the first marker on the researcher track, it will allow me to acquire a card that costs 6 or less for free if I use that card. And if I reveal it, 2 movements on the researcher track. So that's cool. I could buy that just for the sake of revealing it, like just to have the reveal phase, because that could just like bump me down very fast and utilize all those spaces. Then I have Keys to Power, which is a Spacing Guild Bene Gesserit card. It allows me to go to all Spacing Guild spaces, all Emperor spaces, and all green spaces. Look at the top 2 cards of the Intrigue deck, keep one and put the other back on top. Whoa, and it provides 3 persuasion. Oh gosh, I'm looking at Imperium Ceremony. I'm so sorry. This one says if you have 2 influence with the Emperor track, which I do, it would provide me with 2 spice every time I use that card and offers 2 persuasion in the reveal phase. Now, Imperium Ceremony, it offers Emperor and Spacing Guild track spaces and green spaces. Keys to Power offers Spacing Guild and Bene Gesserit. So I totally was looking at the wrong card a second ago. I apologize to mix it all up. So of all the cards there, oh man, as cool as Imperium Ceremony would be, because I feel like what I could do with that is buy some Spice Must Flow, but then I'd be drawing it a lot because I'm excommunicating cards with that grafter I bought. Keys to Power. No, you know what? Twi'leksu Master. That's what I want, because I want to move this research tracker 2 spaces down every turn. Yes, thank you. Without a doubt. And I could it's going to help me if I get to the very end, I'll be able to acquire cards that cost 6 or less for free the first time I use it right away. So that would be awesome. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is going to clog up my deck though, and that's unfortunate, but it's just a matter of trying to move my researcher track down because I want to be able to use those and hopefully get that Twi'leksu track going. So I will need to get, let's see here, I will need to get some more Solari so that if I get this tracker down, I will be able to utilize the Twi'leksu track better. I need to afford 7 Solari to move that, and I need to do it in short order. So this round, I'm probably going to go to smuggling. Maybe I'll find a way to go to, let me just look at my hand. I haven't even done that yet. That's probably a good idea. I'm sitting here thinking about ideas before I've even looked at my cards. So, all right, this is cool. I've got my Thufir Howitt. Nice. With Thufir, I can go to fold space and draw a card. And then with my Signet Ring, I could then do nothing with that ability because there's no card I want for 3 or less out of Imperium Row. So instead, what I could do is use experimentation to go to smuggling. No, I need to go to Imperial Basin. Man, I'm kind of bummed out about that. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. 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 I cannot just let that spice. Oh, and his dreadnought has returned back to his home position. Okay. I cannot just let that spice sit there and do nothing. I gotta take it. Gotta take it. My signet ring is really not an option. And do I dare go into combat? No, how silly would that be? That would be just dreadfully silly. What I would need, I wanted to use power play for Hardy Warriors. And no, I beg your pardon, for Still Suit, so I get that Fremen track. So I don't need to worry about that. Maybe Thufir would be better used Old Space or Secrets. Getting those intrigue cards so far has been working out for me. Highliner is something I need to be able to do though. So yeah, we're in the 4th round. We're not at a point where Highliner is super necessary, but just having that available is very important when you need it. So let me just 1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting right now at 6 total persuasion. Just trying to think if I want to go to secrets first. Well, let's just get the Imperial Basin out of the way. As much as I would like to get that Solari, there will be other opportunities for Solari. I can get that later. Right now, I need to get that Imperial Basin space. So yeah, taking it with experimentation, I will take 4 spice. That means I now have 5 total spice. So I'll just exchange all what I have for a 5 spice tracker token here and put this in my play area and now move this. Ooh, yeah, I'm doing that because I want to get that intrigue card. And I get to put a specimen in the Oxalotl tank. And look at this intrigue card. What is it going to do for me? Lose 3 of your troops in conflict. Whoa, get a free victory point. Okay, well, that now, let's see. Wow, let's see. Okay. Fear how, okay, so what that, man, I wanted to go to secrets for, I'm thinking now what I might do is, okay, here's what I might do. Man. If I go to Still Suits now with Thufir, I will be able to draw a card. Okay. I will get a water. Okay, and that will move me up 1 in the Fremen track. Then I use Power Play, spend a water for Hardy Warriors, and that will get me the Alliance tracker victory point. So, and I'll get my water back. So I think that's actually a good move. And so then by going to still suits, I'll be able to put in the final agent, and then I'll be able to get the victory point. And that's what I think I'm going to do. So as I see it, Imperial Basin allows me to put in 2 troops, and I'm going to do that. And so great, wonderful. Now we're going to go to the Count Ilban Reachies. Ah, dude, come on. Ah, bro. Seriously? It's like you were reading my mind. Come on, dude. Why you gotta do that? Ah, brutal. Ah, that's so lame. So lame. And it's a combat space, so these guys get in there. He's got 5 combat. That is vicious. That is so vicious. What is up with that? Ah, dude. Busted. I'm just kind of like laughing about this. I had this whole idea worked out in my mind what I wanted to do. Okay, it is what it is. So much for that Fremen Alliance coin idea. I need to be able to get this victory point now because I've already put in 2 troops. I got to be able to use my intrigue card now, so I have to use Thufir somewhere else where I can get into combat. So wonderful. And now that goes to, we're now in, gosh, that was all agent phase 1. We're still in agent phase 1. Okay, well, Duke Leto Atreides, he's going to harvest spice. He goes here and he gets 4 spice. He hoards spice as per the rules with the Ix expansion. Under normal pretenses, the rules would say that every time they collect 7 spice, they would exchange it for a victory point. But with the rise of Ix, they hoard the spice for the sole purpose of buying these tech icon cards. Yeah. So he pushes his troop into combat and putting him at 2. Goes back to me, Thufir Howitt. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to Carthag because it gives Reachies a Solari. But yeah, intrigue card, troop. Yeah, I'm going to do that, put it into combat, and I get to draw a card. So that is what I'll do. Yep. It's just, I have to go forward with utilizing my intrigue card. So Thufir Howitt, you're getting used now. I'm going to go to Carthag. Here, generate a troop, put it into my garrison, push one of my troops into the combat. I have no fantasy or delusion of winning here. I'm going to burn those troops away to get a victory point out of this combat. Let's give Ilban Reachies his Solari. Let the baby have his bottle. You know what I'm saying? Get an intrigue card. This is a very intrigue card. Okay, cool. So there's a way I can get Solari quickly. Expedite. Oh gosh, expedite. Pardon, I was just reading that way too quick. And so now that's the beginning of Agent Phase 2, and so now we move forward to Count Ilban Reachies. He's going to yet again harvest spice, but there are no spices available for him to gather, so he's just going to, there's no bonus spice on the board, so he's going to move forward to Carthag, which he cannot take that space, so he's going to take wealth. And that means he moves up 1 on the tracker, giving him a victory point. Ilban Reachies is at a commanding lead on the victory point tracker right now. He's the one to beat. And so we go forward to the Duke Leto Atreides, who will harvest spice, but there's no bonus spice. So you reveal another card. Somehow this one got put in upside down. He takes hold space. And all that does for him is push him up 1, giving him a victory point. It goes to me. I will do my reveal phase. Oh, you know what? I never drew a card with my Thufir Howitt. All right, I drew that. So let me just look at what I've got. So I have, according to this, a dagger, which will give me 1 point of combat. I have 4 plus 2 is 6 total persuasion. All right. I can buy Twi'laksu Master. Yeah, I really only wanted it as well for the sole purpose of maximizing my research track. That's going to push it down so quick. And so, yeah, that's going to cost me 5 of my 6, but also I have experimentation. So I get to put a specimen in the oxalotl tank, and I will spend, let's just do this now. I'm going to spend 3 specimens to push forward the Twi'laksu road tracker up 1. And yeah, so Twi'laksu Master, you're coming with me, buddy. Oh, dude, that's a good card, Chani. It's really good in the game if you get her early and then just buy Fremen cards from there. That puts me down to 1 persuasion. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go now. That was my reveal phase here, and now we're going to go to agent phase 3. All my cards have been put into my used play area. It's not too late. I will expedite now. I will do that now. And that will put me at 4 spice, but I need to, use that so I can get the Chome Tracker up 1, and then all I'll need to do is go there 1 more time to get Solari for myself later. So I'll do that now, burn this, move up 1 on the Chome track. Yeah. Anywho, we are now at Agent Phase 3 with Ilban Arichi. Somehow some of these cards got... I must have accidentally put them upside down again. I don't know when I did that. Anyway, Carthag is taken. Carthag is taken. Fold Space is taken. What the... Interstellar Shipping. Let's see. Ilban does not have 2 influence with the Spacing Guild. Carthag, yet again, goodness gracious, he's taking a Dreadnought. Dreadnought for him. He puts this in his garrison, and he gets to buy a tech icon. And he has 4 spices, so that should be able to get him something, except it cannot, because these 2 do not have the House Hagal icon in the bottom right-hand corner. The only one that he can buy is Holtzman Engine, and he doesn't have enough for that. So instead, he's just going to put a negotiator over. Oh, yeah. Even if he had that, it would have been. Yeah, he still wouldn't have had. He already has a negotiator in there. That would mean he had 5 purchasing power, and that's still not enough. So yeah, he just puts that in there. Okay. Now we're going to go forward to Atreides. Tech negotiation for him. He goes over here. He has plenty of spice. He will buy. He is going to buy Holtzman Engine. At the end of the game, it's worth a victory point if he has at least 2 spice must flow cards, which means nothing for him. So, all right, I like cards that mean nothing for my opponents, but I need to remember that he has 1 intrigue card still. And he buys that at -1 spice discount, so it only costs him 5 spice. Leaving him with 3 spice total. Now we will reveal what is underneath that. Artillery for 1 spice. There will be no tech cards available for these guys to buy anything. During a reveal turn, +1 combat for each reveal card that provides 1 or more combat this turn. Interesting. It could be of use, but not for me. but I can see it being utilized in an interesting way. All right, so we're now going to get into combat. And so just to kind of begin, I'd like to excommunicate my 3 troops and get the victory point done. Victory point achieved. Now it's between Ilban Richis and Atreides. So my combat tracker goes back to 0. Ilban Richis gets 2 points of combat, and now I need to shuffle House Hagal deck. So bear with me for a moment. I got to do it 2 shuffles. Yeah, it's also worth noting that I have 2 agents on triangle space, and with coordination, I get to trash a card in my play area. So I'm going to get rid of Dagger as per my character card's ability. So I need to make sure I utilize that. Let's shuffle up House Hagal one more time. I have an agent on the Imperial Basin. I have an agent on Carthag. So that's 2 of those board spaces, as it says. And Atreides reveals 1 combat point. That's just not enough for him. So 3 spice will go to Ilban Richis and 1 intrigue card for him. Two spice will go to Atreides. That gives him 5 total spice. I'm going to replace his 5 spice with a 5 spice token, and I'll do the same with the count. Okay, the winnings have been resolved, and now we put out spice. Hagabazin is the only one that gets any. Return the combat trackers to their home position. We will return troops to their supply. This goes here. This goes here. And that goes there. Flip the conflict card to round 5. We're fighting for the Imperial Basin now. Return the persuasion tracker to the base of 2 with the Imperial, or beg your pardon, the High Council's seat, and roll the Imperium row dice. 3 and 2. Chani and Longreach are gone. The Voice, Boundless Ambition. Whoa. That's actually a promo card that I bought. It's an expansion card for this game. 1 of 5. And so that's actually, in my opinion, the best of all of the cards that you get in the promo pack. Boundless Ambition is wonderful because it gives you the Signet Ring ability. My character doesn't have a super appealing Signet Ring ability, unfortunately. Otherwise, that card would be really good. I feel like I don't need it because I already have Thufir Howit. And if you discard and trash a card during a reveal phase, you can acquire a card that costs 5 or less with the Boundless Ambition. And the Voice is, yeah, when you use it for blue or yellow spaces, you get to block a space from an opponent, which is kind of cool. They should have given a voice chip with this game, which I don't think they did. But it would be a good idea for them to have done that so that you could just block it from opponents and be like, it's the Voice. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so all that has been done. Let's move these 2 dice over here. Let's return the agents to their respective home positions. And Count Ilban Ricci takes the first turn. What does he want to do? Yeah, we are good to go. Round agent phase 1. See, gotta remember to do that. He's taking still suits. What a jerk, doing that again. Now he gets himself a water, and he gets himself the Alliance coin, which is a victory point for him. Oh, man. This dude. It's a combat space, so that goes into combat for 3 total combat points. Duke Leto Atreides taking a dreadnought, and he has 5 spice, but there's no Household tech cards there, so he will only put in a troop negotiator instead of buying a tech icon, but he does put his dreadnought into his garrison. It's not a combat space, so it just sits in his garrison. And now it goes to me. I will draw 2 cards. I will take my discard pile, my previous play area cards, and shuffle them together to draw 3 additional cards now. Okay, seek allies. Yeah, I will. So I will use. Yeah, I need to get rid of seek allies, don't I? What I need to do is take experimentation, go to smuggling, get that Solari now. Move forward 1 on the tracker. But then what do I do? I feel like what I want to do is, instead of going here, which would let me move forward quickly, what I want to do is go up so I can put another specimen in there, and then, hope for another specimen later, burn them away for the Twi'leksu Imperium row. I beg your pardon, Twi'leksu track, get that victory point in the 2 spice, and then when I draw that other card, it'll allow me to move 2 spaces forward. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Seek Allies has just been sitting in my hand in my deck, but what I want is to draw that card that allows me to move the researcher track upon revelation. Once I reveal it, I'll be able to use it. So if I can use Thufir Howitt, I want to get rid of this card, but I also just don't want to use it because this card needs to be utilized. That's the trouble. And so my first turn, I'm going to use experimentation. Second turn, Thufir Howitt. Hopefully draw the card I want that will let me move forward on the research track, ASA and P, get that out of the way. Unfortunately, Seek Allies remains in my hand, doing absolutely nothing of any use for me. But that's just going to have to be the cost of doing business, because why would I use this card? Just to trash it? I have other ways of doing that, And in fact, I could I could go to selective breeding instead of taking an intrigue card and draw 2 cards, but it would cost me 2 spice, and that's just a little bit too high a price. Oh, with Thufir Howitt, it would allow me to draw 3 cards. Let me look at my hand, my deck. My deck has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 out of 7. That's merely a 50. That's almost like a 40% chance or so of me being able to get the card that I want. Those are pretty good odds. And there's nothing I want to really buy except for Imperium Ceremony. But now my deck is getting full of cards. I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total cards in my deck, and I need to start trashing cards. Well, let's just stick with the plan. The plan is first agent phase, experimentation, 2 smuggling. Get myself 1 Solari. Puts me at 5 Solari, and then move down on this tracker. Now I will get 8 more Solari. And that is good because with 8 Solari, what that does for me is, all right, actually, let's see what we can do now, because on my next turn, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, great. Oh, no, not great. Ha, I was sitting here getting excited. For some reason, I thought Thufir would allow me to go to green spaces, but he doesn't. Because I was like, I'll use Thufir to take the Mentet, and then I'll take the Mentet and use Seek Allies and finally get rid of the card. So I could kill 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. But no, he doesn't allow you to do that. I would need to take Dagger and take the Mentat. But why? To draw a card, of course, and then use Thufir to draw another card for secrets. And that is why that would be good. So I'd be drawing 2 cards. That's a really good chance I would get the card I want. A decent shot, at least. It's not a great chance, but it's a decent shot. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. So, and yet, Seek Allies remains in my deck useless as ever. Look out. So experimentation has been used. I will move my research tracker here, put a specimen in the axolotl tank. All right, now we go to agent phase 2. No. Yes. No. Yes. Agent phase 2. Sorry, lost track of where I'm at. Tech negotiation. Once again, he has enough spice, but no House Hagal spaces. Tech cards are available, so he just puts a negotiator in there. I actually like this for him. I like this for my opponents, that they go to these spaces and can't utilize them. I like this for them. As long as these remain here and unused, they will be a gridlock. They'll be totally stopped from doing anything there. So I'm happy to not purchase these anymore for the rest of the game, so they can't utilize that space. In fact, it really hinders them a lot because their troops just get stuck in here. So eventually they could potentially run out of troops. All right, now we're going to go to Atreides. What does he want to do? Harvest spice. So he's going to go to the Haga Basin and take 3 spice. And look at that. They hoard spice and never use it. So, all right. I like that for them. Let them hoard spice. Unfortunately for me, though, hoarding spice is bad for them, for me, because if it ends up in a tie, they're going to have way more spice than me by a long shot. It is a combat zone, so he puts that guy in and gets himself 3 combat points. Goes back to me. Take my dagger. I'm going to spend 5 Solari for the Mentet. And normally the Mentet costs 5, but in Kwisatz Haderach level difficulty, he costs 5. So using my dagger to take my agent, go to the Mentet space, get myself a Mentet, and draw a card. It's diplomacy. It's not the one I wanted. And I'm sitting at total 5 persuasion right now. Okay. Now we go to agent phase 3. Tech negotiation is already full. Research station. He moves. Oh, dude. He just got himself a intrigue card. And now he can use that for a victory point. That sucks. Count Ilban Reaches is really kicking butt. I'm not going to lie. He's kicking a lot of butt. 3 intrigue cards have been spent for a victory point. Duke Leto Atreides, harvesting spice. There's no bonus spice in any of the spaces, so he goes to selective breeding. There goes that option for me, but that's okay because I was planning on taking secrets anyway. Although, yeah, I just didn't want to lose that spice because I'd like to be able to get a Highlander down the road if possible. So yeah, it goes to me now. And he's in combat, but he has no troops in his garrison, so he can't push anything in. So I will use Thufir Howitt now to go to secrets and finally move this up 1. Draw a card. Please be the card I want. It's not. It isn't. It's just not what I wanted. That's okay. I also get an intrigue card from that. 1 spice will get me a water and draw a card. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of doing it right now. I'll tell you why. Because I will have a water, and that's good for Hardy Warriors reasons. And I will get to draw another card, which I want that researcher. I want to move that research track. And why would that be good? Because if I can reveal that card, I can push this forward 2 and then go forward and get the victory point and those 2 spice. That would have 5 spice. Then I would just need to go to Imperial Basin to get enough spice for Highlander. So it's possible things would work out in my favor in that fashion. And I think that's what I will do because I'm so desperate right now to do this. It's I'll do that, get myself a water finally. My first water of the game, I think, and draw a card. It's not what I wanted. But good news is I will get the spice that I wanted during the reveal phase with this card. So that's good because I'm right where I need to be at the first marker. So, hey, it kind of paid off. It paid off. That basically cost me 0 spice if you think about it. Okay. So now we go to my reveal phase. Man, if there was ever a time for me to be in combat, it would be now because these guys are so weak. But it isn't like that. So, all right. Let's see here. I'm just sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 total persuasion at present time. And with dissecting kit, I will be able to move this up. No, it doesn't. Yes, sorry. It's the scarab symbol. So I don't move the researcher tracker. My apologies. I will move my Twi'leksu tracker up 1. Here, get a victory point. Get 2 spice. I'm sitting at 5 spice now. As for everything else, I'm sitting at 7 spice. I have Keys to Power would only be good if I used that card. Otherwise, Imperium Ceremony would be good because 3 persuasion, and that would be a possible spice must flow. So I will buy that. I could use that perhaps. Imperial Shock Trooper. All right, we're going to go into the combat phase now. Ilban Reachis, you get 4 points of combat, putting him at 7. And Atreides, man, Reachis is just dominating. He is dominating this game. He gets to put a flag on the Imperial Basin, and he gets a victory point for the win. Atreides gets 2 water, putting him 1 shy of a victory point in terms of water. And then this dude returns to the garrison. This guy goes to Arrakeen. He goes back to the garrison, and this guy covers the Imperial Basin. Counterclockwise is how that works. So, right. Time to put out spice. Return the combat trackers to their home position. Return troops to their supplies. That's been done. Flip the conflict card. Going into the 6th round. And return the persuasion tracker to the base of 2 that I start with, having high council. And roll the Imperium row dice. 6 and 1. Sardaukar infantry, goodbye. It's been nice knowing you. Bene Gesserit's sister. That's always fun to use in Dune Digital. Yeah, so these cards now go to my discard pile. And we return all the agents to their home positions. Go home, everyone. Okay. First player is going to be Atreides. Let me draw my next hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me shuffle my discard pile to draw 1 card. Okay. Power play needs to be used. I'll take Hardy Warriors, get the victory point when it's my turn. If that son of a jerk. Watch my language. If that guy, Atreides, doesn't take Hardy Warriors and reads my mind, which has been happening this game somehow. Okay, so, right on. There's the Twi'leksu Master, finally. So I need to hoard that, not use it at all. That'll bump me up to here, bump the Twi'leksu track. Yeah, that would be good for me. Yes. I could use experimentation. What I want to do actually is go to, no. What I'll do is use experimentation to go to Fold Space, Imperial Basin, and I'll tell you why, is because then I could move him here, get the Solari on the researcher track, then I would be able to move up to... No, I don't want to do that, actually. I want to reserve this. I'll tell you why. Because if I reserve this, I will get to put a specimen in the Oxalotl tank. And then I can move the Twi'leksu tracker 2 spaces upon revealing. Yeah, so I'll put this in the back as well. Instead, what I'll do is, okay, this is looking to be an interesting turn. On my first agent phase, I'll go to Hardy Warriors, push in some troops. Then I could use Thufir Hawit. No, you know what I could do? No. I'm doing this all wrong. Thufir Hawit will go to... I need the spice. Thufir Hawit will go to Imperial Basin on the first turn. Then on my second agent phase, with the spice I generate, go to Highliner. And push in for combat. I need to win and get me up there. But honestly, why would I be pushing in for so much combat right now for a mere victory point. Well, I can't let them leave me in the dust. I want to wait for the next round, of course, so I can get the 2 victory points, which is surely right around the corner. But let's face it, this guy, Ricci's, he's leaving me in the dust. I got to catch up. I've got to catch up. So I will get out of this a victory point with the spacing guild. So that'd be 1 victory point, and then a victory point for winning combat if that happens, putting me at 5 total victory points, which would be closer to first place. That's what's got to start happening. And then, of course, if things go my way correctly, as I presume they will, I'll be able to get the victory point on Twi'leksu track. That would put me at 6. So that's, these are possibilities, of course. This is thinking into the future. And that's what I think I will do. So that's my thinking. Now, let's look at how many persuasion points I'm beginning this round with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 total persuasion. And Atreides begins the show. Ah, dude. What is up with this, man? What is up with this? Son of a gun. It's just pull the rug out from under me every time. Every time I declare my strategies, these people come in and get in the way. Every time. That is the second time this game where I had this awesome strategy for victory points, and these guys just got right in my way, almost as if they were reading my mind. God. All right, fine. He puts in his 3 troops. I hope you're happy. Duke. Son of a gun. My whole plan gone. Okay. Well, so much for that strategy. Now I need to think of other ideas. I have to be able to walk away with a victory point this turn. So I'm going to go to the Fremen track. But do what? Generate some troops? I can't hope to win because no combat. 2 troops isn't enough for any serious combat. Just not enough. I guess what I'll have to do is just wait for Highlander another round. What do I have to look forward to here? I still have that Seek Allies card and a Diplomacy I could potentially draw in the coming round. So there will be another availability for me to do that. So I just need to stick to my initial plan. Use Thufir Hawat, go to the Imperial Basin on my turn. Now that it is my turn, use Thufir Hawat to go to Imperial Basin, not Ricci's. He has a flag there, but as long as Atreides has his dreadnought on top of it, the Duke will take Spice and not Ricci's. It's kind of a stifling effect. Now I'll draw a card with Thufir Hawat, and what do I draw? Oh, cool. And he will go into the play area, and I will get 2 Spice out of this. And now I have 7 total Spice. So I'm going to squirrel away 5 of these Spice to the bank and exchange them for a 5 token. Whoops. God, still. I'm not going to get involved in this combat. No, sir. Disappointing. Very disappointing. So let me just take a quick peek at my persuasion points now. And what am I standing with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9 persuasion. That's going to be enough for a Spice Must Flow. So that's good, actually. Right on. Cool. I'm glad I bought Imperium Ceremony. So that's a victory point. I'll get 2 victory points out of this round. and a future highliner. So in a way, I should be thanking this guy for taking that space. Thank you, Atreides, from stopping myself from the previous strategy, because that would have been using highliner for only one victory point, which, you know what? There are other ways to get victory points in this game, as we will see this round. All right, good. Now, that is the end of Agent Phase 1. Gosh almighty, I keep doing that. We're going into Agent Phase 2. And it begins with, let's see here. No, I'm so sorry. We're still in Agent Phase 1 because it went from him to me. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. I went first, didn't I? That was a mistake. He should have gone to highliner first all along. It still is going to play out that way. I accidentally put my guy out first as if I go first, but everything's just a little wishy-washy. It's my fault. My fault. I accidentally went first when it wasn't my turn. But it doesn't matter because everything worked out the way it would have worked out. Anyway, so okay, now Reeche's turn. So it's as if he went to highliner in the first round on the first agent phase. Then it goes to my turn. I went here, which is what I was going to do to get the spice. Now it goes to Reeche's. What does he want to do? Reeche's is going to go to wealth. And all that does for him is bump him up 1 on his tracker there. Now it goes to Agent Phase 2. And Atreides is going to go to Conspire. That moves him up 1. That's the first time he's been on the Emperor track this round. That gives him 2 troops in his garrison. And now it goes to me. Power play time. Power play. Using my 1 water to go to Hardy Warriors. And I get to move up the tracker 2, which will give me a victory point to 4. This card gets trashed out of the game. But I get to put 2 troops from my supply to my garrison. No, I do not want to participate in this combat. No, I do not want to do that. Okay. My next round is looking really good in round 7 because I'm probably going to get highliner. And I'm probably going to win 2 victory points for that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now it goes to Reeche's, who goes to selective breeding. And all that does for him is move his tracker up 1. Atreides wants to do Agent Phase 3 now, the start of Agent Phase 3. He's going to harvest spice. Yeah, it's good that these guys are doing this whole I'm collecting spice but can't spend it. Although, again, it's bad for me in a tie situation because in a tie situation, I will lose. They're going to have way more spice than me. And now it goes to, how are we doing this? What am I doing wrong here? I am messed up. Oh, I forgot to put my agent on Hardy Warriors. I'm looking at my agent like, what's going on? How are we in Agent Phase 3 and my agent is still sitting in my home position? Whoops, I'm just getting too far ahead of myself. I must be excited for the 7th round. Okay. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, so now it's going to Duke Leto Atreides, Irakim. And when he does that, he gets himself a Solari. And he also, because he has a Dreadnought there, and he also gets his Signet Ring ability, which gives him yet another Solari. And he generates a troop. It's a combat space. So his Dreadnought and a troop go in, putting him at 5 combat. Now we're going to go to my reveal phase, which is where the fun happens. I just want to draw quickly attention to the fact that I have 5, 6, 7 persuasion plus the 2 from High Council, which gives me a total of 9 persuasion points, which is enough for a Spice Must Flow. I will now buy that card. Spice Must Flow goes to my discard pile, victory point. And then I'd like to show you experimentation, which allows me to put in a specimen into the axolotl tank. But before I do that, before I spend those specimens, I will now move forward my researcher tracker 2 spaces, which will put me 1 space forward on Twi'leksu track. And then now I will spend all 3 of my specimens for a Twi'leksu track, giving myself an intrigue card. When I win a conflict 3 spice. Could be of some use, perhaps. And that was a very good conclusion of my reveal phase, because look how close I am to that victory point on the Twi'leksu track. And if I can get to the end, I have enough Solari. And so all I need to do really is draw this card yet again to do that. And it's possible because I have so many options. But we're getting close to the end of the game. It's dangerously close to the end of the game. And if the count gets up 1 more victory point and then squirrels away 2 more in a combat win, game over. I'm not going to be able to do very much. So I've got to find ways to move that research tracker faster. But for now, that's where we're at. And now I have a Spice Must Flow in my discard pile. That is a dud card for me. Okay. We're resolving combat now. I really want Duke Leto Atreides to win this because he's in the dust, and I need to stifle Reechies. I want him slowed down. Reechies gets 2 combat points. 1, 2. That puts him at 7. This is going to be really easy for Atreides to overcome. They're going to tie. That is good. Nobody gets a victory point. Instead, well, I should say Rudel. They both get a victory point. No. I'll tell you why, because they both have 3 water. And they both get 1 spice for taking second place. Dang it. So 3 water go away from the Duke for a victory point. And 3 water go away from the Count for a victory point. Darn it. He is now very close to a win. He's very close to a win. The winnings have been resolved. We are now going to put out spice here. We're going to return these combat trackers. They're substantially weaker than they were at the beginning of the game, though. Notice the last several combats, they've been very low in points. Returning troops to their respective supplies. And this dreadnought returns back to its home position. This returns back to its home position. And this one goes to Arrakeen, I do believe, because he already has a flag there. So he just gets additional benefits. The persuasion tracker returns back to 2. And we're going to roll the Imperium Rare dice, 2 and 4. So the voice and keys to power are going to be taken away. Very good cards here, or interesting cards, are going to go away. Guild Accord. That's nice. Satellite Ban. I remember that from the last game we played. Guild Accord allows you to share space on any Spacing Guild track. And if you reveal it, discard a card and trash a card, it allows you to gain, if you have the Guild Alliance, which there's none of that, I'll get 3 spice and water. It costs 2 spice less to send an agent to the Highliner board space with this card. The trouble with getting Guild Accord now is there's really no possibility of myself drawing it. It's just too late in the game. And yeah, it's just not going to happen, right? So we've rolled the dice. I never flipped the conflict card as I should have done. There's exactly, oh, a Rakeen. He doesn't have a flag there, so he doesn't get because he doesn't have a flag there, he doesn't get the benefit. I don't believe. So there's that. He has to have a flag in order for him to get a troop in the beginning. Just merely having a dreadnought does not give him that benefit. I don't think. Although, you know what? I want to find out. I do want to find out if that's the case. Dreadnoughts. I want to find out if that's the case. Controlling locations with a dreadnought. A dreadnought can control any of the 3 board spaces where a control marker can be placed, Arakin, Carthag, or the Imperial Basin. When you win a conflict in which you had at least 1 dreadnought, you must choose one of those spaces where there is not already a dreadnought. Place your dreadnought on the flag below that space, covering any control marker that may already be there. If your second dreadnought was also in the conflict, return it to your garrison. While your dreadnought is at a location, you gain any bonus that would normally be given for a control marker. 1 Solari for Rakeen or Carthag, 1 spice for the Imperial Basin, and 1 troop if a conflict card awards a defensive bonus. Okay, it's worth noting your control lasts until the end of the next combat phase. At that time, your dreadnought returns to your garrison and control location returns to the owner of any control marker your dreadnought may have been covering. It says your dreadnought must cover a flag that is, well, no. Yeah, no. So he does get a defensive bonus, so he only has a dreadnought. Oh, no. In a defensive situation, it just goes from his supply into combat and begins there. So he starts at 2. That sucks because normally he doesn't have control of that space. So he wouldn't have begun with a defensive bonus. Okay, so let's draw my hand. I will begin. Oh, I got to put all the agents back. Did I ever finish my coffee? I did not. Can you believe that? I just let it sit there getting cold this whole time. Now I have to drink cold coffee. Everything is back to where it needs to be. The combat was resolved. 7th round there. Okay. Now I will draw my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my diplomacy. Okay. Okay, there's my victory point right there. There's my victory point right there. Dissecting kit. There's my victory point. If I'm lucky, I'll be tied for first place at the end of this. And so, yeah, what I'm thinking of doing is experimentation to push forward. Wait a minute now. I don't need to spend 7 Solari anymore for that because I'm going to have that track maxed out by the end of this round. So really what I should be doing is pushing forward to get these 2 spice. So so experimentation, if I used experimentation, maybe I shouldn't be thinking about, what I'll do is I could use experimentation. I don't have any more water. So if I use 6 spice, that would leave me with 1. Then, Let me just do this real quick. I'm at 4. I begin this round at 6 persuasion. I gotta think this through. The dagger will come in handy down the road because I could use that in conflict. Hmm. Well, I'll have 2 water after I go to highliner, so I can go to the Great Flat, get 3 spice. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm liking how this turns out. Yeah, I would. It says if I. Oh, cool. And if I win the conflict, I'll get 3 spice too, and it's looking good for me since I'll take highliner. Yeah, and I already have 3 troops in my garrison, so I can go back to highliner, and I still haven't drawn that Seek Allies card unless it's sitting. Let me just look at my discard pile. Is Seek Allies in here? No, it's not. So there's a very good chance I'll get Seek Allies. I'll be able to go back to highliner again and hopefully win the next combat and maybe win this game. Yeah, it's looking really good for me. Really looking good for me. So it's my first turn. I'm going to use diplomacy to put an agent on highliner. I will spend 6 spice. Bump myself up 1 on that tracker and get 2 water. And 5 troops from my supply to my garrison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to put all 5 of my troops into combat. That's going to put me at 10 combat. And then I also would like to put in 2 additional troops from that. That's going to put me at 14. Maxing out my potential here. And there it is, my first turn on first agent phase. Now it's going to go to the Count Ilban Reachis. It's not going to, he's going to go to Dreadnought. He has no more Dreadnoughts available to him. And if this rival already has 2 Dreadnoughts, reveal another card. Actually, never mind. He goes to Arakin. That's going to give him 1 Solari. He has 6 Solari, so he's 1 away. Oh no, he just got 7 Solari. Oh, bro, dude. No. That's the 1 Solari he gets from his signet ring. I was about to give him an additional Solari. He is at 6 Solari. He's 1 away from a victory point. Okay. Don't get ahead of myself, man. He just got 1 Solari, not 2. Oh, brutal. That would have been brutal if he was at 9 instead of 8. Oh, man. He would have been so close to winning. But he does generate a troop into the combat zone, and he is... Oh, no, I take that back. He does get 2 Solari because he has a Dreadnought. Ah, damn. Son of a gun. I need to watch my language. All right. Son of a gun, son of a gun. He does, in fact, have 7 Solari. 7 Solari, goes back to the bank. He gets a victory point. He's at 9. He's going to win. He's going to take the victory. It's not all lost. It's going to be tight, but it's possible. So he began with that troop. So he puts this in and this in. So he is going to be at, he would be at 7. What a jerk. Reachis is just devastatingly good this game. Atreides, he's going to go to Carthage. There would have been his Solari for that victory point anyway. And he gets to put a troop into combat. And this is going to be he puts the Dreadnought in for 3, and he puts these 2 in for, he's sitting at 7. Wow. They could get me. Goes back to me, and I have 2. Yeah, if I go to research station, If I go to research station, I would get 2 spice. I don't want to trash the conflict card that I have now, so I won't utilize that research track reward. I will just take the 2 spice. So I could get that over with right now. Push in my final troop. Yeah, what I'm going to do. Spend 2 water to go to research station, drawing 2 cards. Oh no, wait. I'm being a fool. This is foolish. No, because if I do that, I would definitely get the spice I want, but I would draw 2 cards, and I need to have seek allies at least to get the next round. So no, that's not something I want to do. Nope. Nuh-uh. No. No, bad. Bad. I could go to Siege Tabor, put in 2 more troops. I could graft, I don't know, my dagger, but that would only be worth 1 more victory point. Yeah, these guys are running out of ways to generate troops, so it's not likely they're going to gain on me this combat at least. So I have that going for me. If I graft, say, experimentation now, it would be trashed. No, that's right. I remember what I wanted to do. Yeah, the only way I would be able to use the Highliner next round and this round, like I said, I have to spend 2 water to get 3 spice from the Great Flat. I could push in 1 troop and then move my research tracker up 1. I don't want to utilize that ability to trash a card, to draw a card and get another intrigue card. I don't want to do that, so I won't. I don't think you have to utilize those spaces unless you want to. So I'm thinking that's what I want to do. Yeah, let me see here. I'm definitely going to get the victory point out of here. So I would have 3, 4. I would have 3, 4. I would have 4 spice. I don't even need to use experimentation. I could just put a specimen in the oxalotl tank and use my signet ring. And that's probably what I'll do, because I don't want to risk breaking the rules and going here, not utilizing it, and find out later that I had to do that. And I'm just going to forget the idea of ever getting this, because right now I have 1 spice. I'll go to the Great Flat with my signet ring, get 3 spice. That'll put me at 4. If I win this conflict, which is looking good, I'll have 3 spice. That's enough to go back to Highliner next turn. So I'll do that. And so, right. And at the end, when I reveal this card, I will have the victory point. So I'll be getting 3 victory points this round if I'm lucky. And that would be putting me at 8. It is such a close game. Such a close game. So I'm going to use my signet ring now. We are in agent phase 2. I'm going to use my signet ring, spend 2 water, to go to the Great Flat, get 3 spice. Yeah, and what's good too is I have enough Solari now where I can take a Mentat space next turn as well, and that will be good for me. Yeah, because next turn is going to be the last turn, basically, I'm pretty sure. And push my troop in. And Signet Ring ability. Is there any card I want out there for Imperial Shock Troops? Let's see what this does. It says, if you have an agent on an Emperor space, an additional 3 combat points. No, it's clogging my deck right now with cards is just not an intelligent idea. You know, it's just not a good idea. So, okay, with that said, let's go to Count Ilban Reachis. What does he want to do? He cannot go to Carthag. He will go to Smuggling. All right, he still has not utilized anything on the Chome track. And now Atreides cannot go to Carthag. He can go to Still Suits, and he does. Finally, for the first time, going to a Fremen space. Goes to me in my reveal phase now. And so, yes, let's just take note of the fact that I'm sitting at 4 total persuasion points. I get 1 point of combat with my dagger, putting me at 17. That's a commanding lead on the combat track. It is not likely at all that they will get ahead of me. I'm confident I will win this round. I have Dissecting Kit, moving my Twi'lexu tracker up 1, get a victory point. Put a specimen in the Oxalotl tank, which won't be of much use to me, but it is what it is. And that resolves my reveal phase. I will put all these cards away now. Now we'll go into Agent Phase 3. The Count takes Hardy Warriors. That was dangerous, actually. I don't like that it did that because he's that much closer to overtaking me. He is in a combat position, of course. He's sitting at 11. So the gap is shortened. Still not likely he can overtake me, but I just don't like it. You know, I just don't like him getting close. The Duke takes Fold Space. And that is brutal. He gets the Alliance coin here and gets a victory point. In a way, I feel good for him having done that. Okay. Oh, next time I go to Highliner, I will get a victory point. That is awesome. Nice. And I'll get a victory point from Secrets. I'm 1 away from that too. So it's really looking good, especially, oh man, this is going to look good. I could win. It's looking really like I could win. I like this. Okay. The agent phases have resolved. And so now we go into combat. So it goes to Reachis. He's going to push forward for 2. And that's not enough to beat me. And he gets 1, Secrets. So let's now resolve combat. I get 2 victory points. 1, 2. That puts me at 8. I also get to put a flag on a Rakeen. Second place, he gets to choose 2, Spice or Solari. I think he'll take Solari since that's such a good benefit for him to do. He'll take that. And it wouldn't matter if he takes Spice or an Intrigue card, so I guess I could just give him an Intrigue card. I don't think he needs to be hoarding any more Spice because, honestly, the bank only has so much. It's down to 8 more Spice there, so I don't want to waste any in the bank if possible. So he took an Intrigue card. And sorry, the Duke, Leto, Atreides, you get nothing. Okay, the winnings have been resolved. Let's put Spice out onto the board. 1 Spice here. Whoopsies, 1 Spice there. We're going to return troops, return the combat trackers to their home positions. We're going to return troops to the supply. All of these troops of mine will go back to the supply. His two troops. His troops. This dreadnought goes back to the garrison. This dreadnought goes here and covers my space, jerk. And this dude takes the Imperial Basin. Flip the next conflict card. Oh, dude. It's not going to be 2 victory points. Well, I'll tell you why winning this combat would be good. It would be good because I could bump myself to either on the Bene Gesserit track or the Emperor track and get the victory point from there and the benefit from that track. So yeah, I could do that. So at the end of this round, I'm looking to get a potential of 3 victory points if I can do it right. If I can get a victory point with the Bene Gesserit, that's 1. If I can get a victory point with Spacing Guild, that's 2. And if I win combat, bump myself up to, on any track of my choice, Emperor or Bene Gesserit for 3 victory points, which would give me a W. So if I can get 3 victory points, I feel really good about that because right now, Ricci's has 9 victory points total, and 1, 2, 3 would put me at 11 victory points with a commanding lead in first place, and I would win the game. So the next round is looking pretty good, and I think I'm in the 8th round now. Let me just count these cards to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And return the Persuasion tracker to 2. Roll the Imperium Row dice. 2 and 1. The problem is the House Hagal cards are really low, which means I got to reshuffle them next round, and there's a chance they could get Highliner, and that scares me. 1 and 2 are gone. And hey, you never know. I might draw enough to buy a Spice Must Flow. That's a potential possibility. I won that conflict, by the way, so I need to collect 3 spice. Let's do this. I would have 4, 5, 6, 7 total spice. So I'll do 5. Yeah, I'll just take back 2 spice. I have 7 spice total now. Okay. Let's return the agents back to their home positions. To begin the next round, the count will begin the next round. And you know what? I gotta say, I feel like this is good because my memento, my lucky coin, is with me today. Memento vivare. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just making sure everything is accounted for before we begin the next round. Let me draw my hand. 1, 2. Let me shuffle my discard pile to draw 3 additional cards. Here's the allies. Ah, dude, that really sucks. In a way, that really sucks because actually, yeah, it does suck. I'll tell you why. I cannot take Mentat this turn. How would I do that? I can't do it. Nope. That was a bad draw for the final turn. It's a bad draw. I mean, look, I can do what I wanted to do. I can go to Highliner. I can go to Secrets. Those two things right there is enough to put me at 10 victory points. That could end the game. I just have to then hope the other guys don't get any victory points, especially Ricci's. I don't care so much if the Duke gets any victory points, honestly. It would be nice if he did, so it would stifle Ricci's if possible. So these two are the cards I'll be using. I have I can't draw any cards this round, and that's unfortunate because I'd be I have 8 persuasion points in total. Count, what do you want to do? Please don't take Highliner. Interstellar shipping. He doesn't have enough for that. Arthak. He gets a Solari and a troop. He gets a Solari because he has a flag there, a troop, and it's a combat space, so he stands at 5 combat. Now let's go to Atreides, who has only 1 persuasion, so he's taking fold space. Good, I'm glad I get to take Highliner now. He takes fold space and moves himself up 1 on that tracker. And now it's my turn. Finally, let's get rid of Seek Allies and finally get rid of that card. Trash it out. Let's put in Highliner, spending 6 total spice. Get myself 2 water. And move myself up 1 on this tracker for 1 victory point, putting me at 9, tying for first place. Then I will get 5 troops and pop them all into combat, putting me at 10 combat points. Yeah, it's we're in the first agent phase. It's just not enough. That's the trouble. It's just not enough. What I could do... No, I need to get the victory point from Secrets to potentially end this game. So what I could do is... I was thinking I could go to, like, Research Station. No, I could not go to Research Station. Why am I even thinking of that? It's not a possibility. I don't have any cards that allow me to go there. I was just imagining the potential because I wanted to see if there's anything in the research track I could do. So yeah, no, there's really nothing I can do. What would interstellar shipping do for me? Nothing. Yeah, the only thing I can do is draw an intrigue card and just like hope that it does something good for me. You know what I mean? Like, just hope. Okay. There's no way I can get more combat is the problem. Well, wait a minute. Okay, let's just like think about this for a second. All I'm trying to do is go to Secrets so I can get a victory point, which would in fact put me at 10. But I couldn't get any more troops. And it's very likely at this point in this round that they could get more troops, especially Ricci's. He could easily get past 10. And so what I need to do is give myself an extra boost. So if I go instead to Hardy Warriors, I could spend one of my waters, get 2 additional troops into combat. It wouldn't generate a victory point now, but I would have a nice lead into the combat this round. And then I would be able to win first place and take the Emperor track alliance token for a victory point, which would end the game. And I'd get another intrigue card anyway. That is what's looking to be the best strategy. And in the meantime, I just have to hope that Richis doesn't get any victory points because he's sitting right now with 8 spice, so he would win a tie. I'm not going to be able to win with 11 victory points, I don't think. That's not looking likely. So instead, what I need to do, yeah, I think that's what I will do, is it is now my second agent phase now. Well, hold on a second. It went Count Ilban Richis went there. I went there. I don't even remember where we are now. Did I go first when I wasn't supposed to? I think. Did I forget to move the first place tracker down 1? I might have done that. Whoops. Now I'm really, this is why everything has to be in perfect accordance, because you really start to go, what is going on right now? A lot of things happen and mistakes happen. The first place tracker, I'm just going to assume I did things right. That's right. Yeah, because I do remember, I think I went first last round. So yeah, Richis did do his move. He went to Carthag. I went to Highliner. The dude went to Fold Space, and then I went to Highliner just now. Yeah, that's where we're at. I lost track of everything I'm doing. I need to trust myself that I do things the right way. So we're going to go to Richis for his second agent phase now. Yeah, okay. Now I know where we're at. Sorry, I lost track of what's going on because plotting my machinations, you know? So Richis goes to Carthag and he cannot do that. So now I have to shuffle this up and cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I have to hope and trust that he doesn't draw Highliner. Or I hope that he does draw Highliner, so I don't have to worry about it coming up in combat. Because he can't even use that space, so it would just draw another card. But I just have to hope that doesn't come up in combat. It is a possibility. Tech negotiation. I always like when they go there because they can't do anything. All he can do is put a troop in the tech negotiation space because none of these are available for him to buy. Now it goes to Atreides, selective breeding. He gets a victory point. Now it goes to me. Hardy Warriors. That was the plan, and I got to stick to it. It's not a victory point, but I do get to spend a water for 2 additional troops. And it is important I win this. I'll put him into combat, and that'll put me at 14 combat points. We will now be in Agent Phase 3. He takes smuggling. He's not getting involved in combat. Oh, no. It's not combat, but he does. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Count Ilban Richis is going to get a victory point. So why would that be bad? Because In a tie game, he would win because he has more spice. That's a bummer. Because he already has his chom tracker here, it goes straight down. He would generate 2 troops. Let's just do that now. Oh, it was looking so good for me. And he would get a faction increase, which would be this one, victory point for him. And he would either choose Solari. Oh no, 8 Solari. He would get another victory point. Yep, that's what he's going to do. He's going to get 8 Solari, which is a free victory point. So he's going to win with 11 victory points out of this. Man, he found a way to do it. I couldn't believe how close I am to winning, and I lost. It's all right. Let's see here. Gotta take the L. That's how you do it. This is extremely difficult. So 5, 6, 7. 7 Solari gets spent for another victory point, putting him at 11. He managed to pull it off. He was so close at the end, and it was so close. So very, very close. I can really, at this point, what I got to do is cross my fingers. I win combat. I can get 2 intrigue cards, and I really just have to hope that somehow I draw 2 intrigue cards that, like end game resolution, allow me to win. That's what it comes down to. Okay, so I also just have to hope that Atreides does not take, well, interstellar shipping. He doesn't have enough influence there, so hold space is taken. He's going to Carthage, that's taken. Arrakeen. And Duke gets more Solari, as if he needs that. He's now at, oh my god. Dude, he just got another victory point. So now it's really not going to be possible for me to win. Yeah, 7 Solari. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat him. He's sitting at 12 victory points now. Dang. It is so brutal. Vicious. Vicious, vicious, vicious. That's okay. Let's just see how this resolves itself now. It goes to me for my reveal phase, and yeah, I'm at 7 total persuasion. It's just not enough to do anything of any use. I guess I'm just really disappointed right now that I lost, but it is what it is. Winning Kwisatz Haderach level difficulty is not easy. It's just really not easy. I have lost this would be the 3 loses in a row at this difficulty. I did win the first game I played though, so for this channel, so that's good. I have won before. It's not impossible. I have won at this difficulty before. It's just really challenging. It's just really challenging. Okay, let's put a troop specimen in the oxalotl tank, and that's that. That's that. We're going to, that was my reveal phase. We're going to go into combat now. Count Ilban reaches. He blanks out. So I automatically win. Yeah, it's unfortunate because as I think about it, I didn't have enough to get a victory point because he took this instead of this. What I could have done is I could have been like, oh, he takes the Bene Gesserit. If I wanted to do it that way, I could, but I already moved the tracker, so it's just too late. I'll take the loss at 9. A loss is a loss regardless, right? But let's just imagine he doesn't do this and instead he goes up 1 on the Bene Gesserit track, and he takes this, and then I could go up and get a victory point here, and that would put me at 10. Instead, he did do this, so that happened, and I just had to live with that. But, well, I could just move myself up to on the Bene Gesserit track and get a victory point. It would all come out in the wash to 1 point anyway. And I would draw not 2 intrigue cards like I had hoped with the Bene Gesserit track, but 1. Ambush does no good for me. Count Ilbon gets 3 spice and an intrigue card. Yeah. It's funny because earlier I was saying how Count Ilbon Reachis doesn't have super good abilities for House Hagal, and yet he's just dominated everyone. And there it is, folks. In 8 rounds, Count Ilbon Reachis takes the win. He is the winner of this game. I am second place loser. The Duke Atreides was awful this game. He was not even really in it, it felt like. I don't know how he didn't do better. That is just terrible. A terrible show. But in a way, if you think about it, it's almost like, okay, he just takes up board spaces, and it's between me and Reachis. And yeah, he won the game. I was not, if I was able to get the Mentat space, which I wanted so badly, if I was able to do that, then I would have potentially, let's see what I would have drawn, what card I would have drawn. A Spice Must Flow. So it would have been of no use to me. So yeah, things would have had to like really worked out. It just, my luck turned bad in the last half of this game. I was gaining good ground, but mistakes were made. I don't know exactly where mistakes were made. What would I do? I nuked the Imperium Row. I bought decent cards. I got my Twi'lexu track there all the way up for to get that victory point. What would I do differently? What would I do differently? I was able to get all the victory points out of the faction tracks, the first ones at least. So that's good. I felt good about that. And I liked that I stifled them at the planet Ix. I liked that I did that too. I feel like Reachis just got so many resources. He was raking in resources constantly this game. Perhaps I let him get away with it too many times in the conflicts, and I should have attempted to fight him. I think it was somewhere in the 6th round where they both had just a mere dreadnought, the 2 guys, and I could have overtaken them, and I even made a comment to that and said as much, but I was like too busy working out my agenda. I didn't think it through as a possibility. So I could have possibly won a victory point then. Would it have been enough? Yes, if I had gotten that victory point and then things resolved later, I would have ended up at 10 sooner, possibly putting me in first place a round sooner. So the game would have been over last round as opposed to this round, and Reachis would not have gained as much victory points on that tracker. Really, if it wasn't for the fact that Reachis drew that smuggling card, he still would have won because, yeah, he had all that Solari. So that worked out for him. It was because he had dominated these spaces with his dreadnoughts and everything. So, you know, it's a blunder. It was a blunder of a game. It was a close game. It really was. I feel like it was a close game. even though he's 2 victory points ahead of me. It just came down to this last round, and if in that 6th round I managed to eke out a victory point, it could have been different. Things could have been different in the 6th round. So it is what it is, I take the L. That's game over. Thank you for joining me. Game 5 is a wrap. Peace.